that you are here. I am about to do something that will severely blow your mind. We are working on something today that is going to be completely amazing. Let me know in the comments if the audio is working. I just got a notification from Facebook to say that it's not. While I am waiting for you guys to jump on, let me just start with, tell me something that you are super proud of yourself for in the comments below. Drop it in the chat, something that you are super proud of yourself for in the last 24 hours, because I know that there are a lot of us that are bashing into ourselves for the things that maybe we didn't get right or that we wanted to improve, but we're not celebrating all the freaking amazing things that are happening and that are going right. So, jumping on live, drop in the chat what you are most proud of, and let me know what time it is where you're coming in from, okay? So this video, I am going to jump straight into it because I know that a lot of you are probably going to be on the replay, and I am not someone who will sit here and wait for people to jump on, because hello, that is a bad video to watch on the replay, right? Now, this masterclass is going to be a little bit controversial. I may get a little bit sassy, so here's your warning. It's going to go against what so many people are teaching you, and I'm going to explain why in every step of the way, okay? Now, the thing that I would love for you to do is keep an open mind, listen to the reasoning, watch it all the way through, and make a decision for yourself, right? This is something that I wish that someone had told me at the beginning when I was first launching, because it would have saved me a heck of a lot of pain, okay? At the end of the day, whether you run an online business or you run a traditional business like other people who have shops and stuff like that, we are all business owners. So we need to think from a business frame of mind, okay? So that is the logic that is going to go into this. We're thinking as business women today and not necessarily just online coaches or online entrepreneurs, okay? Now, tell me in the comments if you have ever joined a program like this, okay? You've paid, say, $2,000+, you've been told to do a free masterclass, you've been told to do a free webinar, a free call, a free beta program, a free lead magnet, a free challenge, right? And you're like, oh my God, if I follow this process, how am I ever going to get my money back? And sadly, this is what I see for a lot of people, okay? They're jumping into programs. I was in one recently, not that long ago, and I paid like $3,500 Australian dollars for it. And all it was free this to free that to free that. And I sat there and I felt so sorry for so many people in that program because they weren't going to get a return on their investment truthfully in the time period that we were in that program, okay? So what I want to talk about today is, what if you had a simple profitable customer journey that wasn't free? I know this is going to be like for some of you, right? Because you're so used to having to do free calls, free lead magnets, right? Yes, you would have less volume, right? But you would have higher quality people who are willing to put skin in the game, okay? They're willing to drop money on the table to solve their problems, okay? They will also be the kinds of people who will respect your time and they will respect your expertise, right? They're not hoping for free thing after free thing. They're not hopping from free thing to free thing. They're at a point in their journey where they just want someone to solve the problem for it, okay? So this is going to be a super powerful masterclass. So if you know any female business owners that are running their own business and maybe they're doing free, and you want to help them to have a different perspective outside the free, if you know people who are stuck in content creation overwhelm, tag people in this live video. Let's share the message that we as online business owners do not have to be free. Because I'm telling you, the traditional business owners like the mechanics, the accountants, the vets, all of those kinds of things, they're not doing it for free, and we shouldn't either, okay? So share this live to your stories and tag me in it, because of course, like always with my masterclasses, there is a contest. I will be drawing 2 workshop winners and 3 50% off vouchers, which will be all explained at the end of it. But of course, I always reward those who are sharing the message, okay? This workshop will change lives and it will help people to become profitable faster in their business, right? If you are someone who is not earning consistent income in your business right now, drop a me in the chat. right? And there's no shame in it, because I want you to understand that this is not your fault. So many of the experts that are teaching us, they have teams, right? They have decent amounts of money behind them, and the problem is with that, maybe they lose touch a little bit of what it's like to be in the beginning, or maybe they've never had to be a solopreneur who's bootstrapping and doesn't have the money for thousands of dollars in ads, or doesn't know how to run ads, right? So number 5, secret number 5, which I'm going to share with you at the end, will blow your mind. So those of you who stay to the end, it's going to reduce the time that you are spending on social media. Like, I'm not even kidding. This one's going to blow your mind, and it's going to strip your to-do list for many of you, okay? So tell me in the comments who here started their business to have not only time freedom but financial freedom as well, right? But who here also knows that getting on calls with people straight from social media can be a huge time suck and low conversions? Or maybe you have run a challenge in the past and people have been there the first day, maybe the second day, and then by day 3, it's like ghost city, right? Or maybe you've run a webinar in the past and you've had, say, 15 people sign up and 2 people come live, right? So what we want to do is we want to work towards how can we get the most return on our time investment, okay? Because honestly, if we want to earn more and work less, we need to have the income producing activities in our business that put the money in the bank account. Like, let's be honest, that's what we start a business for, right? But also that helps us to have time freedom, okay? So who here also wants passive income streams in their business, right? Like, let's be honest, we live in a world where the cost of stuff is going up. So having passive income streams, not only from our businesses, but other people's businesses, is super helpful in being able to not only pay our bills, but living our dream life, okay? And then finally, I want to ask, who of you have paid a lot in courses, right? And you've spent a lot of time developing your skills. You've struggled in a situation and you have found a solution that you know helps people, but you were taught to go free, cheap, right? This is what we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to talk about 5 different reasons why free is not actually the best option for you if you are a business owner who wants money in your business, not just profits as in what you collect through Stripe, but actual take-home profits that you have for your family, okay? So let's get into it. The thing that I wanted to start with first is the funny thing about this industry, whether it be, the knowledge broker industry or the consultancy or service-based or, infopreneurs as it's called these days, this is the only industry where we are actually taught that we need to be doing so much for free. Okay, so if you look at traditional business owners, like maybe someone with a shop front or something like that, like a mechanic, if I was to take my car into a mechanic and I say to him, hey, for 1.5 hours, could you just work on my car? I mean, I'll join your email list and I'll probably unsubscribe later, but like, can you just work on my car? He's going to be like, hell's no. My rate is $150 an hour, right? Now, what about a vet? A couple of months ago, I had an animal who I just wanted to ask a question on, right? And they're like, awesome question. We'll book you in for a consult, right? Accountants. Now, the mower man isn't coming and doing 20 minutes of work for free either, is he, right? But this is what we are being taught in this industry, and it is so harmful to so many business owners because they're doing free after free after free, and what happens is they get discouraged and they feel like they're not good enough and they want to quit, right? Whereas if we could get them small runs on the board, they would be super excited to show up in their business, okay? The other thing that we face in this industry is that people think that they don't have the expertise to charge, right? Like when I said, mechanics or consultants or accountants, you probably went, yeah, but that's them. They have some kind of qualification or they have some kind of expertise, right? But the truth is, if you've started your business, and hopefully I've got the right people here, but if you've started your business, you have value, right? You have people that you want to help. You have a solution to problems, right? Or you wouldn't start a business. That is the straight truth, right? So we're going to tackle that. Now, even if you're new and maybe you don't have a lot of confidence in selling, And maybe you're someone who you shouldn't be charging high ticket prices just yet while you figure out your programs and stuff like that. But I believe that everybody has the ability to charge at least $500 for their offer, right? We can create an offer that is so sexy, so freaking amazing that you will love it, okay? That is something that we can create. We need to create offers that are so valuable that no matter what price tag you put on it, people are like, oh my God, yes, this is crazy, right? So let's jump in. Reason number one, okay? All this free stuff that you're doing kills your time freedom. I don't know if you've ever done free call after free call after free call, right? Like I went through a phase when I first started my business where I was doing back-to-back free calls, and I had to do that because I had a $200 program, right? And I needed to hit $5,000 a month in order to be able to cover all the bills for that time period, right? So I don't know if you've ever done that, but drop a comment, a yes in the chat if you've ever done that, but your voice gets tired, right? Your brain gets tired, and by about the third call in, your energy drops and people feel it, right? So it's the same whether you're doing a free call or maybe you might be doing a challenge, right? So you've gone into the challenge, by day 3, you don't see the people showing up and your energy drops. So first of all, we need to work on having the energetic systems in place for our business, but we also need to work on having the activities that we're doing in our business that has the highest return on investment, okay? So I know that one woman that I did an accelerator audit for recently, she had been on 7 calls back to back, and she said to me, I'm so tired. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not surprised, right? And I asked her, okay, well, what came of those 7 calls? And she hadn't made a sale, right? But she was justifying it to herself, saying she had been networking. Now, networking is awesome. I love networking, right? But you are a business. So to stay afloat and to be able to pay your bills and to be able to live that dream life that you are dreaming of, you need to be profitable, right? So, you know, one-on-one calls for people who are not qualified. So I see a lot of people on social media and they're like, their bio is blah, 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 what they do, call, and they have a question mark. Like, having someone come from social media and get on a call with them is not a qualified lead. So you're taking a lot of calls in some cases with people who are not qualified, meaning they don't know you that well, they don't know your processes, they don't know your systems. So it becomes kind of a waste of time, right? You have a higher volume of calls when you do that kind of thing, right? So you need a way to leverage your time. You need a smart system, right? You need to be having something that you can do that allows you to qualify people. Now, I'm not saying that people are bad or anything like that, but there are certain people that will buy from you. There are certain people that you won't align with, right? So we need to make sure that if we're getting on calls, we're getting on calls with people who are qualified leads for us, meaning they know, like, and trust us. They like our method of doing things, okay? So this is something that's really important. Now, on the flip side of this, okay, some people, like myself, who would pay your mid-ticket or your high-ticket price tag, like if I know I need help, I don't try and do evergreen anymore because I knew if I could do it on my own, I would, right? But I would pay your price tag, but I won't get on a free call. The reason being is the free calls I have been on, they're really pitchy, the scripts they're given are yucky, and I just feel like it's a waste of my time. However, if you have, like what I have, my Explode Your Sales workshop, if you have a high quality workshop and I come on and I'm like, oh my God, this person is exactly what I've been looking for, right? I will buy your product. You don't need to get me on a sales call, right? So drop a heart if you're getting this, right? Seriously, in the Explode Your Sales workshop, one of the things we are doing is we are pen to paper and designing a profitable, simple customer journey, right? So you're not jumping on free call after free call with people. You're not doing, 5-day challenges where people are dropping off at day 2, right? We are designing a smart leverage strategy for you, because at the end of the day, we want to have high value traffic. So people who align with us, right, coming to our offers, because when people align with us, that is what creates the sales, right? So number 2, I see so many people and they are filling their email list with freebie hunters. And when you fill your email list with people who are bouncing from free thing to free thing to free thing, right? the conversion rate that you have is lower as a result. So I remember in the beginning when I started Social Sellers, I was massively undercharging for my services, right? I end up burnt out. I end up being this raving monster to my family. I never had time for fun, right? Because I had to hustle so hard because my prices were free and then my next offer was too low, right? So the industry conversion rate, and this is, the big names will tell you this, whether it's Kajabi, ClickFunnels, whatever, they'll tell you that the industry conversion rate on a 10K list built from like free lead magnets and stuff like that is around 1 to 5%, right? Versus the strategy that we teach, which has a 30 to 50% conversion rate, okay? So when you have a higher conversion rate, it means that you need less people to hit your financial goals. So one of the things that we talk about in the Explode Your Sales workshop is we actually look at numbers and go, okay, well, I have this goal for my business. I have this amount, this offer that's priced at this. How many people do I need to get each month to make that? And then we look at how many people you need to be bringing to your sales offers to make that money. Now, this is a number that most people don't talk about, but that number allows you to be able to turn on and off your profits at any time. So if you know this month, I want to go on a vacation, okay, so you might turn it up, right? Because you know the numbers that you need to be able to create that consistent thing. The other thing that I'll say here that I see a lot of people doing, right? If you're leading people to a home page, just a home page, like a website, you are lowering your conversions. And here's why. We live in like a 3 to 7 second world, right? That's the truth. With TikTok and all of that. So you need to be leading people from your social media to the first step with you, the first paid step, okay? Because like with my Explode Your Sales workshop, you want something that's paid and that gets some results, right? The other thing that I see is that there are a lot of people out there that are just creating lead magnets fast, right? And some of them lead magnets that are out there are just a big bunch of fluff. And people look at them and they go, oh my God. And when you have those low quality, simple checklists, you know, fluffy kind of lead magnets, it burns bridges because that's the first impression that people have of you, right? We all know that video converts the highest. That's just the truth. That's the world we live in, right? But so many people are doing like free little PDFs and stuff like that. And when people don't get results from even your free stuff, it makes them doubt your paid stuff, okay? So we want high quality leads, and high quality leads are often very protective of their time. I know because I'm someone who wants time freedom, I am super protective of my time, right? So they're not getting on a fluff-filled thing. They're probably not downloading a free lead magnet, right? They want something that's like, okay, this is the result I want. Show me how I can get that result, okay? So who here, drop it in the comments, drop webinar in the comments. Who here has ever been on a webinar like this, right? The first 20 minutes is about them. There are 5 minutes of value. A lot of the time it's 5 minutes of value of stuff you already knew, right? And then there's a 40-minute sales pitch, right? This is the reputation that a lot of this free content is given, right? It's given that, oh yeah, but it's not going to be worth my time. It's just going to be fluff. Whether that's you or not, that's just the perception that a lot of people have these days, right? And let's be honest, the people who sometimes have lower money have a lot more time, right? So they're on this free lead magnet, then they're on this free challenge, and then they're going from free to free to free. But you want the people who are willing to go, here is my credit card, even if it's only $9, I'm willing to put skin in the game, right? So that is something that is super helpful to being able to grow a profitable business, right? We don't want to be those people where it's fluff. We want to be the people that people are like, oh my God, you have to go to Susan. You have to go to Faith because she seriously delivers the value, right? The other thing, I don't know if you've ever had this happen to you, but who here may have signed up for a free lead magnet, drop lead in the comments, and you meant to get to it, but perhaps you didn't. Right? Like we're all guilty of that. And that's another issue that we have with free is people sign up and they mean to get to it, but they may not necessarily. And if they don't get to it, then guess what? They usually forget who we are and they unsubscribe from the email list, right? Also, the high quality leads, they're not people who want to have high volumes of emails. I am very strict on my email inbox, right? Like, I unsubscribe from stuff, especially stuff that is just buy my product for $39.95. Next email is the same thing. Next email is like, it's not actually giving any value, right? So this is where we start to struggle. Also, you may have something that is super high quality, right? But the truth is, if people could do it on their own, they would. Most people can't. So just having something that fires off, some people may read it, some people won't, but if you don't get them to actually engage in the content, again, it's not an income producing activity, okay? So the other thing is, if you think about it from this perspective, no matter what kind of email software you're using, you are always paying for people to be on your email list, right? So if you get to 5,000 people, you're probably going to have to up a plan, meaning you're paying more for the people on your list. So wouldn't you want to be paying for super high quality people? I want you to think about this for a second, okay? Let's say you have the goal everybody's looking for is to have 10,000 email subscribers, right? Would you rather have 10,000 email subscribers with like a 1 to 5% conversion rate, or would you rather have, say, 3,000 email subscribers who are loyal raving fans who have bought something off you in the past, which means they're likely to buy something off you again if they got value from the first thing, and the conversion rate is like 30 to 50%? Right? So a lot of people are thinking on volume. I'm just going to fill my email list. And what happens is people unsubscribe, right? Because they forget who you are, or they didn't even open it, right? But people unsubscribe. Also, you're not filling your list with people who are willing to pull out their credit card and put money in the game, okay? So next thing, okay, the number 3. Every lead magnet, I want you to think about, in the last 12 months, right? Think about how many lead magnets, how many free calls, how many challenges, masterclasses, workshops, right, that you have done for free, where if you had just charged at least $9, I want you to think about how much money you have left on the table for your family, right? Just think about that for a second, right? Maybe sit down with a list, and in the Explode Your Sales workshop, we're actually getting you to write all of this stuff down. We're actually stripping the fluff, right? But I want you to think for a minute, in the last 12 months, write a list down quickly. If you had charged at least $9 for that thing, and maybe even you had a VIP offer, like for the Explode Your Sales workshop, we have a general admission ticket, and then we have a VIP offer which has crazy amounts of bonuses in it, right? But if you had done that, would you have potentially made enough money every single week to cover your bills? Like your essential bills, like your mortgage, your rent, your food, your phone, your electricity, your car payments, whatever it is for you, right? Because the truth is, every single thing that you create potentially could be an income stream in your business, right? Now, if on top of this, you're paying for expensive software like Kajabi or ClickFunnels, or you're using a complicated software like maybe WordPress or Wix where you struggle to get it right, something that slows you down in building, you are slowing your income as well, right? I just want that to stand for a second, right? If you want to raise your income and you want to raise it fast, you need to raise or even implement a price on the first step with you, even if it's only $9, right? But if you had, instead of going a $9 thing, you became a $27 thing, yes, you may mean you'll get less sales, but guess what? Hi, it's so nice to see you. But guess what? You would at least have 3x more than what you had if you just had $9, right? So I want you to think about this, like how much money potentially have you left on the table by not charging for your lead magnets? Now, if you feel like your lead magnets you couldn't charge for, potentially maybe you need to work on the quality of your lead magnets, right? So again, it comes down to creating a list of loyal, raving fans, not just followers. There are so many people I see on social media, and they have a big followers list, right? But their engagement on their posts is no better than mine, who has a very small list that is targeted. I love the people on my list. If you hate social media, you need to change your list, right? But if you're not excited about your social media, I love the people on my list. They're freaking amazing powerhouse women, right? And men, there's a few men on there. But if you don't love your list, you need to change your list. And you need to focus on loyal, raving fans, right? Not just followers, not just the quantity of people, because you can have the followers, but if they're not engaged followers, guess what? Your profit margin is not going to be any higher, right? So you can have 10,000 people of loyal raving fans. How freaking amazing would that be? You're growing a list of loyal raving fans, not just followers, okay? Plus, also, when you start to charge for stuff, you start to have profit margins where you can pay affiliates. Now, I don't know if you know this, but affiliate marketing and also network marketing, direct sales, all those industries, each of them are billion-dollar industries, right? There are people out there right now who are working a job like a nurse or something, and they don't want to start their own business, but they love side hustle money, right? When you have a profit margin on your own products, you start to be able to tap into those. And that means less time on social media, because instead of it just being you selling, it's you plus another 15, 30, 40, 100. Imagine you get to the size of a network marketing company where you have 10,000 people selling your product. What happens if you just had one, but they had $500,000 you paid them in commission? Would that change your business? Like, just stop and think of it for a second. But if you don't have profit margins, you don't have the ability to do these kinds of things, right? So this is where we are really focusing in on, we want people to pull out their credit cards, because people who want a problem solved are willing to pay it. And people who respect you and value your expertise are willing to pay you for it, okay? It means higher quality clients for you. So in the Explode Your Sales workshop, one of the things that we're teaching you is how you can create a list of loyal raving fans so much faster than you doing it singly on social media, okay? Number 4, free kills your confidence. Who has ever done a workshop or done a masterclass or done a workshop, and at the end of it you feel like, oh my God, like you feel like you failed in some way, right? You feel like you weren't good enough, or your offer wasn't good enough, and then you go and you create something new, but the truth is it wasn't that at all, right? It was the people that were on that maybe didn't see the value. Yes, we can get better at selling, we can get better at saying our value a lot better, but the thing is that we've been taught to run the numbers, right? And the truth is that as you grow your sales skill, as you really learn to hone in, you will make more sales, right? But you've got to have the right people as well, right? And people getting on a free call from social media or maybe jumping into a challenge, they're not always the most engaged people because they're jumping from thing to thing, okay? But this kind of person getting on calls, it hurts your confidence, right? You think that you need a new offer. You think you need a new lead magnet. So you create something else, and then you do it again, and it happens again, and you create something else, right? Do you see the pattern here? You are not giving anything a chance to become a master of it. Like, imagine this, okay? I had someone the other day who came on an accelerator call with me, right? And she said to me, I just want to get some runs on the board. I paid out thousands and thousands of dollars in courses, and I just want to get some runs on the board, right? So imagine if you could get even $9 sales, right? And you could get a bunch of them, and you had a $47 upsell, and you could get a bunch of them. Who thinks, dropping me in the chat, if you think that would help your confidence to be able to sell your higher ticket offers too? It does, right? So a lot of the time I see people and they're creating new this, new that, new this, right? And nothing's working. They're in content creation overwhelmed. Their clients or the people on social media have no freaking clue where to start with them, right? And you feel discouraged and you feel like you want to quit. And then maybe if you have a partner, they're like, oh, well, you're always investing money, but I don't see any results, right? Men are very much show me the results rather than what you say. That's something that I have definitely learned, right? And when you don't make any money, it feels really discouraging. But if we can get you to get at least some money on the board, it grows your confidence because you start to believe, oh my God, look, one person is willing to come into my programs. One person is excited about my masterclass, right? And those little runs help you to grow your confidence, right? You don't need to be constantly creating new stuff, right? You need to be getting to the process of becoming a master level. Right? A master level at the income producing activities. If you are constantly creating new stuff after new stuff after new stuff, nothing is getting refined. where it could just be tweaking a headline on a website, for instance, right? Or using a different image, or saying the same thing in a different way that allows conversions to boost. Like if you look at industry leaders like Tony Robbins quite often repeats the same chunks of information. No matter what he calls it, it's the same chunks of information, right? That allows them to become masters at stuff, right? Things that they repeat over and over again. They may tweak the words based on what people say. They may tweak programs slightly. But again, they become masters rather than recreating new things over and over again, right? And the good thing about this is if you are someone who feels like you're not tech savvy, guess what? This is really going to help you, right? Because you're not constantly fighting with tech. We're getting 3 systems built, and then we're getting to work on marketing them, and we're tweaking them. So you earn while you learn, right? Now, which would you rather? Would you rather spend 6 weeks trying to follow videos on your own, or just spend 3 days with someone like me and just get it done fast? So that you can launch and you can keep using the same system over and over again, tweaking it as you go, adding stuff into your presentation if you need to, removing stuff that maybe doesn't land, right? So drop in the comments if you would rather have 3 things that are automated really well instead of constantly recreating stuff, constantly tweaking, feeling like you're not good enough when it's not that at all. It's literally the price tag you're putting on it. Maybe it's the people that you are attracting as a result of the price tag, right? And it's because you're not getting the time to be a master at something, right? So this is something that we're really big on in the Explode Your Sales workshop. We are taking everything that you're doing, we're stripping it, we're looking at the highest income producing activities for you in your business, right? We're not creating automated systems for 3 lead magnets, 2 webinars, 1 challenge, you know, a PD. Like, it is honestly no wonder why so many people are so overwhelmed and so discouraged in their business, right? And why some of their leads are so confused on what the best option is. Plus, I don't know if you've noticed this, but if you give people a free option, sometimes they'll say to you, they'll implement that first and then they'll come back to you, and then it's like ghost city and you don't see them again, okay? The truth is, if people could do it on their own, they would, but they need you. There are people out there right now who have a problem that you could solve, right? But you don't need to be doing it for free. Okay, we need to build your certainty and your confidence around your offer so that you know you are freaking amazing. Everything that you put out is freaking amazing, right? And I don't get on free calls. I will not negotiate with you on price, right? If I need a problem solved, I pay. Wouldn't you like people like that on your list? Like the people who didn't negotiate with you, right? So drop in the comments if you have ever felt like you're not good enough, because maybe you're seeing this now and you're like, oh my God, actually, yes, this could be a reason that I'm struggling to hit my goals in my business, okay? So in the Explode Your Sales workshop, we're actually going over 10 of 21 components that create a high converting offer that you freaking love, that you know will change lives, right? So tell me in the comments, what have you gotten value, like what has been like your biggest aha moment so far? Just before, I've got one more for you, but I just want to know, what is your biggest takeaway? Because this next secret is freaking huge, okay? So reason number 5 is that you're often not getting enough eyeballs on your content. So if you were here a couple of weeks ago, I did the Hack the Algorithms Masterclass, and that is talking all about how to use social media to be able to get eyeballs onto your stuff. But this is a secret for those who have stayed long, right? If you're doing something for free, so for example, I had someone say to me the other day, so ironic that you're talking about not doing free stuff and you're doing a free masterclass. So here's the secret. If you are doing something for free, you want to do it in a way that it gets the most visibility, right? So this masterclass is not in a group. It is not on Zoom, right? It is in a place where you can easily share it. So those of you who have found it awesome so far, share it to your stories, right? It is in a place that it can be easily shared, where people can be tagged, right? And of course, live video, we all know, whether we like it or not, right? Some days I'm not a fan of the live video, right? But live video builds rapport fast, right? Live video is what all the social media algorithms push, right? And the truth is that you can't hide. So people trust live video so much more than they trust just a written post or a quick reel, right? That can be edited, right? So if you can structure your free stuff like what this is here, so you're not doing it separate, you're just doing it in one place, you can have it then lead to your first step. Like if you love this and you know you want to simplify and you really desire to just have the automation in place and just have the income producing activities, then that's what the Explode Your Sales Workshop is all about. So you lead people from social media to your first paid step, right? Now, if you are posting your video like this, so you're doing your masterclass or your live videos in a group, you are fighting another social media algorithm, right? Plus there's a barrier to entry. I don't know about you, but who here has been added to a bucket ton of groups, right? Drop groups in the comment. You have been added to a ton of groups, right? And Facebook, looking at what they show you, well, there's so many groups and so many posts and so many ads that groups these days just don't seem to get the visibility. So here's a huge thing for you. If you are running a group right now and you have crickets, you're wasting your time, right? Something that I say to my clients, if you are looking for simple and you're looking for the income producing activities, plus since all that at everyone tag is now being critically overused, right? People are showing up less in groups. Plus, if you want them to tag people and refer people, right, you have to get the person in the group to start with. Whereas if you did it just straight on your personal profile or your LinkedIn, which is where this video will go next, that there allows people to share that video. They can tag people. They can share it to their stories. Do you see that if you're going to do something for free, like for instance this masterclass, do it in a way that really can get visibility, right? So you want something where people can show up. They can share it easily. You want to remove the barrier. And guess what? If you do it this way and suddenly one person shares you to a person who has a ton of people in their network, you could go viral as a result. Who thinks that it would be super helpful to go viral on a masterclass or something that they've done on their social media? Hello? Of course, right? So this is something, if you are going to do something free, and I love the comment that I got the other day. She's like, it's so funny that you're saying don't do free, and then she says you're doing free. Yes, if you are going to do free, I'm not going to do some PDF where I'm collecting a whole bunch of freebie hunters on my email list, because I'm very mindful of the fact that I personally don't like to be on thousands of email lists. But this is something that's leverage. So this is what I'm talking about in the Explode Your Sales Workshop. We're talking about leveraged activities, right? How can you truly work smarter and not harder? And not in a cliche way. I am not saying that you never have to do anything, that you can sit on the beach and sip your pina coladas and everything is easy, right? There is a strategy. You do have to work. But who would agree that when we can work on the highest income producing activities, that would help us to hit our financial goals faster, and it helps us to have time freedom, right? Because when we've done that, we can jump off and get back to living the happy life that we want. Or if you want to explode even faster, you do more of that income producing activity, right? So in the Hack the Algorithm Masterclass, we talked about commenting being a huge income producing activity in your business. So if you wanted to explode your sales faster, I can guarantee you, most people work like say a 8-hour job. If you were spending 8 hours a day on social media on the income producing activities, I guarantee you within a month you would explode your income a lot more than anyone working a job, right? But some people, they're like only here for 10 minutes or 30 minutes and they expect the 6 figures, and that's just not the way of it, okay? The other thing is, if you don't have an engaged list, guess what? It takes time to build it. But use your time in a way that is the highest income producing. If you have a business page, guess what? Facebook gets paid from business pages, so the organic reach is low. Maybe TikTok is your thing, but I found for me, TikTok is not the wisest use of my time because it's just random people who are not my target market, right? So one of the things that we're going over in the Explode Your Sales Workshop is the social medias that you're using. We're looking at the results that you get from them, right? And we're focusing on the ones that allow you to post the least amount of times, because hello, content creation overwhelm, goodbye, right? but we're also looking at the ones that can bring you the biggest results in the shortest period of time, okay? And if you are a VIP and you want to simplify your social media strategy, we've also put that Hack the Algorithms Masterclass in there so you can get more eyeballs on your content, right? I drop an aha in the chat if you have, you understand why maybe free is sabotaging you in your business. Drop an aha if you understand that you deserve to be paid, right? You have spent money on courses. You have spent money creating your programs. You've spent time and money on your courses, right? You deserve to be paid. Even an apprentice mechanic gets paid, right? So just remember, you deserve to be paid. And if you truly want to earn more and work less, guess what? You are a business. Everything must be paid, just like a mechanic and a vet and all the other traditional moments, okay? So as we close out this workshop, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. I would love to be able to answer them. But I'm really passionate about helping people to understand that you do not have to be working for free. You have a family to feed. You have a dream life to live, right? People will pay you for your expertise and your time because people know, like, and trust you, right? Your story, your way of doing things, your method behind your programs, people will pay. Whether it's $9 for a workshop like the Explode Your Sales workshop, or it's $47 for a VIP upgrade, or it's $5K, right? We need to build your confidence in yourself. Because if you are struggling with sales, one of the biggest things that I have seen, apart from you giving everything away for free, right, is that you have probably some kind of energetic block. You might feel like you're not good enough, that you're not worthy of money, that money is a hard thing to get, that you have to hustle. So we need to have an energetic system that we put into place so when those limiting decisions or limiting thoughts or limiting stories come up, right? Because sometimes we can have a whole story around not being worth something, right? We need to have something that we can kick that and start to step into the fact that you believe you are worth more than free. You are worth more than free, right? So start charging, and it doesn't have to be complicated. You can have a simple, profitable sales strategy that can be set up fast, that you can keep tweaking so you can become a master, right? But honestly, if you are just giving everything away for free, you are going to get to a point like I got where, one, you're going to hit burnout. Two, you may not be hitting your financial goals. Three, you may hit your financial goals, right? Like I hit my financial goals, but I had zero time freedom. I was working long hours a day, drinking energy drinks, right, to keep afloat. But that doesn't have to be that way, okay? So if you know that you want help, you want to have a profitable sales strategy, you want to have the automation in place, you don't want tech that's overwhelming, you want simple, then I would really love to invite you to come on to the Explode Your Sales workshop. This is a 2-hour workshop where we are getting your pen and paper out. This is not death by PowerPoint, right? We are actually getting a pen and paper out and we're getting to work on your business, right? We are looking at all your offers. We're looking at all your tech. We're looking at all your social media, and we are stripping it back so that you can get out of overwhelm, because let's be honest, overwhelm doesn't cure itself, right? We have to have the systems in place that cures it, right? We're stripping your to-do list. We are showing you how you can grow and explode your sales faster with less time behind the screen. This is how you honestly can have $12,000 weeks. These are the systems that I use to be able to create the freedom in my life. And our goals may be different. We may have different versions of a dream life, right? But we all have the same goal, and that is that we want to leverage our time in the best way possible to create the financial, amazing life that we all dream of, no matter what it looks like for you. So if you're interested, jump on www.socialsellerslife.com/workshop, and all the information is there. It is a live event, and I'm actually about to remove the replay and go to live weekly. The reason being is that when you're live, there's just such a different experience to trying to watch something on the replay, okay? So it will go to live from next week, every single week. So you can keep coming back time after time after time. It is something that I'm super passionate about. I know that it changes lives, and you can go through my posts and you can see people going, oh my God, I've been on this workshop. It's freaking amazing, okay? So if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. I hope, honestly, that you saw that you don't have to be free anymore. I truly hope that if I can do anything for you in some way, it is to build your confidence and your certainty in yourself enough to know that you can at least charge $9 for that lead magnet, that you can at least charge $9 for that workshop, that you have spent hours upon hours creating, that masterclass. You deserve to be paid, right? You are a business owners, and 95% of businesses fail in the first 5 years, right? And those 5% that manage to survive past the 5 years, so many of them are not even profitable in the first place, right? They can't pay a consistent income to people because they have so many expenses and not enough profit, right? So it is truly my goal to help women to become banked and blessed, because when women get more money, guess what? We change more lives. We don't only change our life, we change the life of our family, we change the life of our community, we change the life of the planet. So it is absolutely my mission to help women to get paid more, to fight those limiting beliefs and past things that say women are seen and not heard, right? That to want money is greedy. You know what? Wanting money is not greedy, and if more good people had the money, there would be a lot less problems in the world, right? So it is truly my mission to help women to become banked and blessed, because women change the world. When more money gets into the hands of women, the world will change. So I am super excited to help you on your journey. Thank you so much for coming on this masterclass. You deserve to be paid. You deserve to be paid. You deserve to be paid. And just in case you didn't hear me, you deserve to be paid. Okay? You started your business for financial freedom and for time freedom. I look forward to helping you in the workshop. Have a freaking amazing day. Bye for now.